Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I'm Lex Alekna, the Chief Revenue Officer here at eTeam Sponsor, and I'm excited to be kicking off our webinar and thrilled to announce the rollout of eTeam Sponsor's first new product in years, which is Team Funder Elite and Fundraiser Elite. What we're going to cover during this webinar is our CEO, Sean Connors, is going to give us an inside peek and a live demo of the new features of our Elite product set. We're also going to hear from a panel who will provide their perspective on our Elite product features and how they plan to use these features at their school to ultimately raise more money. And finally, you'll get a chance to ask questions in a Q&A with Randy Coddington, our head of product and co-founder. Now, before we dive in, for those of you who do not know about eTeam Sponsor, let me give you a brief intro. Here at eTeam Sponsor, we have earned the title of fundraising experts because we have been doing digital fundraising since 2010 and successfully have raised over $170 million for teams, activities, and schools across the nation. Our process is easy because launching a campaign takes no more than 30 minutes, ultimately saving your coaches, athletes, students, and personnel their precious time. We are all about results, and we as a company have a strict focus on raising our clients the most money possible. Our system's track record continues to be the most effective by helping our clients raise 2 to 4 times more funds compared to other digital fundraising platforms. And our mission is clear. We empower our clients to achieve the highest fundraising success by using our digital tools. We do this by maintaining the industry's leading average of dollars raised per participant, which currently stands at $400, and we are aiming even higher, projecting to be at $800 per participant by 2024. Lastly, if you are interested in our Elite product set, I'm excited to let you know that all participants in today's webinar will receive $1,000 off an upgrade to Fundraiser Elite. Just schedule a demo using the link provided via email that you'll receive after today's webinar, and you'll be eligible for the discount, and your eTeam Sponsor representative can answer any questions. Now, I'm excited to introduce our CEO and also co-founder, Sean Connors, who will guide you through our most significant launch since 2016. Over to you, Sean.
Thanks, Lex. Hey, everybody. Sean Connors, co-founder and CEO with eTeam Sponsor. Excited to take you through our product demo of our new Elite suite of products. Team's been working very hard to turn this out for the beginning of the new academic year. We're going to cover 3 main areas of focus with our new Elite suite of products being offered with both Team Funder and Fundraiser. I'll take the first handful of minutes to give you a live product demo and then talk to you a little bit more about the details and how everything's going to work. First, we're going to talk about donor intelligence powered by iWave. We will be offering Elite clients the ability to scan your donors through iWave, a fundraising enablement platform to help you segment those who gave through Team Funder or Fundraiser Elite the past 18 months. From screening to scoring to analytics, donor intelligence builds an actionable list of prospects who have the capacity to give, are philanthropic, and are giving to organizations similar to yours. You'll be able to locate this by logging in and going to either organization in your navigation bar and scrolling down to reporting and clicking on donor report, or going to donations and clicking on manage donations. We'll go through manage donations for now, where you'd be able to find, search, select all of the donors that you would like to have scanned. This process will take 24 to 48 hours, and once we upload, you'll have a visible screen with a breakdown of who is most likely to give, the capacity in which they have to give, and empowers you to have the right conversation with the right donor at the right time. You can also access this through organization navigation bar. Click on donor report. In this report, you can enter a custom date range. Again, we're offering up to the last 18 months. We know that a best practice is to keep that range within 12 to 18 months to get the most accurate information on the people who have supported your organization that we would then run through donor intelligence with iWave. Next, we'll be focusing on donor sync. We'll be offering elite clients the ability to import and export donor information for Donor Perfect CRM, Razor's Edge, and Razor's Edge NXT. This seamless integration will improve the data quality for advancement, development, foundation personnel to avoid errors or duplication during their donor attribution workflows. To initiate Donor Sync, it's very similar. You'll go through the same process as you did with Donor Intelligence. You'll click on Donations in the navigation bar, click on Donor Report, and then select the time frame in which you'd like to export your donors, either all time, this month, the past 6 months, or a custom date range. We've built this so that any type of workflow, whether it's reconciliation on a biweekly, once a month, semi-annual, or even once a year, we're allowing you to export your donors through DonorSync to match the workflow and function that helps you complete what you need to in your role. The third focus will be on custom messaging, allowing you to navigate through this org admin interface and experience as an elite product client. Personalization wins, and we're doubling down. This is where we'll have you log in and navigate the app like you would during peak fundraising season to see the information you need to complete the necessary functions in your role. And what is available to you, you can take action with. Custom messaging begins in the program settings, where you can get into a current campaign, click review and edit. You'll be able to review custom messaging at the landing page. At the landing page, we want to take your campaign from transactional to transformational. You can edit your landing page, scroll down to updates, and here be able to provide any type of update that would then send messaging to your potential supporters as well as your active donors. These updates can include pictures, videos, articles that have been written, links, as well as CMS if you want to link it to an athletic department website. You'll also be able to have custom messaging in Team Funder and Fundraiser Elite at the campaign level, from welcome emails, first donor emails. You'll be able to edit those simply. You can also edit your reminder emails. We recommend that these updates include how the season's going, or what's the latest goal that you've surpassed and opportunity that unlocked for you and your program. Campaign updates, as well as thank you messaging, can also be customized per campaign. That'll do it for the product demo. We're really excited to deliver Donor Intelligence, Donor Sync, and the custom messaging features that you all have been asking for. We want to thank you again for your trust in eTeam Sponsor as your fundraising partner. We look forward to your continued support, and we look to improve the user experience for all of you. Make sure you keep that line of communication open with us. Let us know what you need, what you want, and we'll work hard to make sure we deliver it to you as soon as we can. All right, transitioning now to our live panel. We're really excited to have 3 members of the eTeam Sponsor family join us today. They've actually already had a chance to go in and see some of the same things that we just covered in the live demo. So we're going to hear from Jim Kleeman. He's the athletic director at Rocky Mountain College. He's been there for the last 3 years. After being at University of Jamestown for 17 years, been an eTeam Sponsor client at both institutions. Happy to have Jim on. We're also going to have Scott Kimmelman. He's the athletic director at Indian River State College in Florida. He's one of our NJCAA partner schools. He's been on campus there for 30 years. So we got some great insights from Scott today. And then also we have Amy Krish from St. John Bosco High School. She is the director of special events and also is the head golf coach. We're looking forward to having you all on today and sharing what you've learned and what you like about the new Elite suite of products. Jim, what do you think about the donor intelligence function in Fundraiser Elite?
I think there's definitely some intrigue on my end, specifically around us, of how we build out the functionality of our development office. And Sean, I've shared with Sean, we've been challenged with that function, and I've been here, this is going on my 3rd year, and about 6 months before I got here, they let our entire development staff go. And so we've been in a process of rebuilding that function, and I've been fortunate that I've gotten to play a big role in how we rebuild that. And so it's intriguing to me to have that information. Coupled with that, the fact that we're looking at going into a capital campaign that are specifically around athletic facilities, and so trying to figure out what that donorscape is going to look like is going to be, you know, huge for us.
Scott, how about you?
I'm going to push for
Yep.
it because it's
Yep.
it's a no-brainer to me.
Good. Jim, how might you use the data from donor intelligence at Rocky Mountain College?
One strategy we've taken, and I did this at Jamestown as well when we integrated E-Team Sponsor, was kind of looking at a threshold of donor. If what we consider a major gift donor at $500 or more in giving to a program, those were the ones, and we'll probably get into that into the donor sync portion, because we're not putting every single one of these people into our database. We're treating it kind of as a separate club appeal. But I did want to identify when we had what we would classify a major gift of pulling them over. So having that information more specifically on ones that have already made a major gift, quote unquote, campaign gift to us, to now integrate them into a further athletic project, which, you know, in the case of mom and dad and grandma and grandpa, could affect, you know, their child's experience or grandchild's experience here at Rocky. So I am intrigued by that function.
Scott, how about you?
Okay, so when you're asking me about the iWave and how Indian River would actually use that information that you show in the grid, if we have, call it roughly 1,000 to 1,500 donors, and I'm able to take that information to my foundation where we're trying to establish new relationships with our executive director who just started about 6 months ago, with the potential of getting an athletic department development officer. That gives me invaluable information when I can hand them a list of donors already that they can go to, and we can show the athletic department has worked with E-Team sponsors, but they have now found a way to use this information and run it through public databases or whatever to single out whatever percentage it may be of those people, of those 1,200, maybe we get 10, 15 people that have the ability to give a lot more money. And we know that, and it gives us the ability to describe those discussions that we can have with the people who are paid to do that.
Amy, how do you envision using the donor sync function in Fundraiser Elite at St. John Bosco?
This probably would be really beneficial for us, especially with that feature of alumni, because I think right now, all of our teams and the school, we're just trying to figure out where are they? Are they already engaged and they're just not adding in that class year? Because we're just getting to the point where, you know, we're a small school. There's only so many like reoccurring donors that we have to expand that network. So like this, like all of this data for us is critical, because now we're at least saying, like, look, we can't necessarily send solicitation emails, but we can send an invite to come to a community event. Hey, you gave here, you're supporting this as a thank you. We want, and we can engage differently that way, and then start building those alumni rosters through it.
Jim, how about you?
As a Razor's Edge user, awesome. I mean, I think that ability to sync that, and knowing, especially here in our current situation with folks that are just getting integrated into that system and truly trying to understand that system, the less manual entry that we have to create will be a huge asset for us. So I'm excited. Again, we would screen that. We're not going to probably pull every single donor into that. It would be whatever that threshold donor is going to be for us. But no, I mean, the functionality portion of how it would work and being able to identify duplicates and assign to records. I mean, I have some knowledge of how that process works. I know it's a complicated one where you're trying to match content name and address, and this field's a little bit different than this field. Is it a new record? Is it not? So I'd be interested to see how it ultimately shakes out. How much, is it going to match up perfectly, and is it going to create any challenges there? I guess that's the unknown, but to have that ability to do that, that's an exciting thing.
Amy, how do you feel about the $3,000 upgrade for Fundraiser Elite?
I actually think it's kind of spot on. We're kind of in a position where we got rid of all wealth screen everything a few years ago. So we haven't done anything in a very long time. But a lot of that is because we don't have the manpower in order to do it. There's so much happening that there's just no time for the people who are on staff to sit down and do it. So if we are working to grow our donor base, this would be a feature that we could easily add in. That's not going to impact, our workflow.
Amy, any last thoughts about our Fundraiser Elite product?
For me, it would be a hard thing to say no to, but I don't make the decision. So it would just be a matter of if above me, everyone's on the same page of this makes sense in the direction for us to go. And it's an easy way to integrate. We don't need another software. Yeah. I think that's the best part. Like the one thing, we have so many contracts, adding in another one to the layers. This is like a win-win.
Love it. Jim.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the price point is there, and it's realistic, right? It's not something that becomes immediately cost prohibitive, especially if we continue to leverage eTeam Sponsor like we have and raise the type of money that we have. I'm part of my sell, and when I brought this program to both institutions I've been in, is what's the return on investment, right? If I'm going to ask my coaches to, because we tier that pricing, we have our coaches, chip in on whatever that piece is to bring the software in, and we have the conversation. Hey, you can spend $1,500 to make 10, 12, 13,000. All we're going to say, I'll take that return on investment. I think this is just another layer of that return on investment. I could see us utilizing it specifically, as I mentioned, with going into some capital stuff and wanting to build out that portfolio. It's another engagement piece for me with my development office now, and having lived in that world, now I can go back to my development office and I say, hey, how about you guys pay that $3,000? Our coaches are going to pay for, out of their resources, the fundraising capacity of eTeam Sponsor. But what would you say if out of your budget you look at $3,000, and because of that $3,000, we have the ability to have an information piece that we currently do not have and don't have any way of resourcing or utilizing. And again, for us in our current situation of identifying means and identifying folks that we're going to have to go out and potentially make some high capacity, high need gifts, $3,000. I'll spend $3,000 every single day if it's going to help me raise the type of capital campaign that we're hopefully going to be entering here soon.
Jim, what other thoughts do you have about donor intelligence?
I think there's a leverage point here for you guys as well, in that same track of, like, I'm guessing a lot of the institutions you work with, it's very athletically based, but where can we leverage that into other departments, other functions of specifically, like in our institution? If I know that I've got buy-in now on the development side, how do we take it and turn it into something that we're doing, whether it's in an academic program? And again, now I've got some cost share with academics, whether it's in, the arts or the theater program or wherever. I think the more buy-in and having tools like this that create more holistic buy-in institutionally that we can utilize and leverage in different areas. For me, I like that idea, because now I can say, hey, if the arts is really wanting that new piano, why don't we create an eTeam Sponsor campaign around that? Because we don't have the capacity right now as an institution to go out and solicit and steward a gift maybe, but maybe we can get our alumni that were involved in the arts here in the 1970s and 80s to contribute. So I think there's some more some more ability for us partnering in this type of way to leverage across campus to create, more of a holistic fundraising platform as opposed to everybody kind of using their own different thing. And I think that helps your institution. Again, trying to tie everybody back together that's one of the things we've been trying to do, is how do we make our institution the most efficient and the most collectively together, as opposed to this department is using this software with this component, and you create disconnect. So just another piece, I think, where you can carry this message and this water into a different bucket on your campus, so to speak.
Amy, what do you think about the custom messaging features in Fundraiser Elite, specifically the ability to post an update to donors and potential donors?
If I put on my coach hat, I actually love this the most.
Okay.
Because last year, I feel, there's a lot of overlap. Some kids play in multiple sports, so they're sending to multiple families, and it's very cookie cutter. So you're sending out, I could be in basketball or football or golf, and my family's getting the same thing. The only thing that changed is not Bosco football, it's Bosco golf.
Yeah.
And with my first year as the coach, the kids really wanted to be involved in making that video, and they had a slogan for the team. And it was hard to integrate that into the text. And so then when some of them did hit a benchmark, or when we needed just to kind of boost what we were sending, there wasn't a way to do it. And you're only reliant on, well, if they don't click the video, I want to be able to say more about why you should watch it because the kids made the video. So
Sure.
I think that from a high school standpoint and a team standpoint, even with football, okay, they hit their goal. If he could have gone in to say, hey, we did this, but we're also now traveling here and here. And if we can hit this benchmark, we'll be able to cover X, Y, and Z. Like, that's huge for him. But now adding in updates to it, adding in their hype videos or whatever, like, the cool thing is at least a family who's donating and provided their information through this platform isn't going to go, why am I hearing from them again? They're going to go, oh, an update from the campaign I gave to.
Yeah.
So now you're re-engaging, and you're also getting them to go, you know what, I'm going to give again.
Yeah.
So I think through this feature, you're actually supporting reoccurring gifts within the same campaign.
Cool. Awesome. Great to hear.
Yeah.
But as always, we thank you for your trust in us with your fundraising. I think that the feedback that you've offered up here today has been extremely valuable for us. Now it's on us, right? We want to make sure we turn around and deliver that exceptional value to you and the rest of our clients.
Hey everyone, I'm Randy Coddington, head of product here at eTeam Sponsor. I'll be answering your questions today. If you have have a question, be sure to type it in the chat. I'll answer as many as I can. The first question comes from Benjamin. What are the main differences between Team Funder Elite and Fundraiser Elite? The main difference, control of funds. Currently, Team Funder and Team Funder Elite funds raised go through our eTeam Sponsor accounting and remittance teams. Remittance will be direct deposited by the 10th of the next month. Fundraiser and Fundraiser Elite, the clients have the control of funds. During the onboarding at eTeam Sponsor, will assist our Fundraiser and Fundraiser Elite clients with the creation of their own payment portal of choice, auth.net, PayPal, Venmo, very soon Stripe. Our Fundraiser and Fundraiser Elite software will connect to your payment portal that leads right to your bank account for your foundation or institution during the donation process. This next question comes from Sandy. Will future upgrades to Fundraiser Elite be included with the $3,000 cost to upgrade, or will I have to pay an additional fee? No additional fee. There will be a suite of products and enhancements that are being developed and implemented. We will be inviting our elite clients to have first priority when it comes to being a part of our beta testing group. This next question is from Elise. What is the process to purchase the $3,000 upgrade for Fundraiser Elite? Contact your eTeam sponsor representative. They'll walk you through the next step. We have a smooth onboarding process. All right. This next question is from Gerald. Is there a plan to include Stripe or Apple Pay as donor payment options? If yes, which products will have this option? Okay, so we are currently developing and implementing Stripe, Apple Pay, Google Pay, what we call our digital wallet. This will be available to Fundraiser and Fundraiser Elite clients initially. This will also open up options for reoccurring donations for donors. We will be looking to add these payment options in the future for Team Funder and Team Funder Elite clients. All right. That's it. If you have any other questions and I didn't get to them today, or you're not typing them in, please email us at marketing@eteamsponsor.com. Okay, we might have a question. Oh, here we go. Here's another question, Roberto. Thank you. With the campaign update, is that sent via email? It is sent via email if the change is done before that email cadence goes out. So we have 5 emails that standardized, goes out over 45 days or customized. So if that change is made and the potential supporter clicks on the campaign landing page within their email, they will see the update in there. All right. If you have any other questions that we didn't get to today, you can email us at marketing@eteamsponsor, and we'll get back to you. Get right back to you. Thanks everyone for joining the webinar. Be on the lookout for info on our next webinar, which is happening September 20th. Thank you, everybody.